Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful empowered harmonizers. And we're zooming in and focusing in a very important topic that comes to understanding the stages of a psychopathic relationship. And really that is the feeling of being mesmerized by them. Being finding them so captivative. Feeling that they are just your soulmate, feeling intoxicated by them, feeling that you just want to bask in them. There's an energy, I feel, that comes off of someone who is psychopathic and someone who is perhaps very good looking, they're well bred, they come from a good background, they're wearing the perfect clothes, they've got the perfect hair. I mean, they're just suave and debonair. And so you feel just upon gazing upon them that you're swept up in their charisma. And when we look at the book and we really understand Snakes in Suits by Robert Hare and Cleckie, they talk about really that sort of initial feeling of your gut instinct of fear. There's an automatic response that really your subconscious mind is picking up about this person. There is something there that is very uncertain that perhaps you should be alarmed about. There's an automatic response that occurs. And it's a fearful response to a predator. So it's a feeling of that, this person there is a predator in your midst. And you are picking up on this, but you're not giving credence to that flash of insight. You're not saying, listen to that. You're not adhering to your own voice. You're wanting to explain it away. I didn't really feel that. I didn't really think that. That could not be. This is my parent. This is my boss. This person works here. So it's this automatic fear response that is elicited in the presence of a predator that oftentimes on the flip side is that when you're trying to explain it away, you become mesmerized, you become engulfed, you become enmeshed, you become intoxicated. So, unbeknownst to you, this mindset has occurred, and it can be very emotionally paralyzing in nature, and then it can lead through, if you then stay and reaffirm this, even throughout, excuse me, the psychopathic relationship. This results in that sort of gut feeling that I can't trust anybody. I, want to isolate because you're naturally wanting to retreat to help sort this out and then make sure unequivocally that your intuition is fine-tuned. So you're not wanting to be led astray again. So if you have had this enmeshment feeling where you kind of coexist with this person, they have taken you through the stages of the psychopathic bond. You feel that you can't be your own person, no matter when this situation began, or you might have kind of a vulnerability because of your previous family of origin issues, where this has really kind of hit you. You were targeted. You were dinged emotionally for this and targeted, and you've been an energetic match for these people. And you have found yourself, then also being controlled by them, and that you're nervous if you're not, or uncomfortable around them. And then when you try to pull away, because of this nervousness, you feel nervous when you do pull away. You feel uncomfortable. And so it's to realize the flip side, that you have what it takes to control and direct your life and to pursue the goals that you deem fit and kind of rehabilitate yourself. So if so realize that good love and creating love won't result in this sort of whirlwind, it'll be a more stable feeling, and that is okay. It's okay because stability implies that you have boundaries and standards, and that you're not going to have this emotional roller coaster in your future. So you want to give yourself a sense of certainty in this. It's the plaguing of uncertainty, I feel, that holds people back. the feeling that, oh no, there's going to be another curveball, there's going to be another knuckleball, there's going to be something that's going to take me off stray. So you have to unequivocally have very strong internal dialogue that says, no matter what happens, I have what it takes. I am self-protected. I've got the bedrock of truth, and I know how to deal with it myself. You have to have that internal dialogue that gives you that sense of certainty, that no matter what happens, no matter what, comes across my path, I can handle this with grace and with discernment. With grace and discernment, I think, are the two key factors that help to solidify that sense of certainty within you. Discernment meaning that you know how to handle it. In other words, you've been through this before. You have the experience. You're not naive, green. You have the discernment, and then grace, meaning that you'll be able to handle this smoothly, and then you'll be able to communicate this. So you take your inner communication to the next level. When you do that, you take your external communication to the next level as well. You're able to communicate with others. Your energy generates that. Your energy is emanating that you have discernment and grace, and that you can't be messed with. So people won't want to entangle with you or try to enmesh you if they don't see that you're that sort of green, naive, unknowing individual, that you know better. You're a person who is distinguished, discerned, and wise, and learned, and that you carry this with you to the next level. So it actually makes the flip side unattractive. So when you look at, previously, and you had this pining in this attraction for this individual, you might have thought that they were so beautiful, so handsome, the right person, etc., etc. Really, when you look at them now, knowing what you know, be brave enough, be courage to say they are not attractive. They're actually not attractive to me. And to admit that is very liberating, very freeing, and is able to give you that feeling of trust back again. And you don't feel that you can be swayed by that, because you look at that, you kind of look back in your mind's eye now, that is not attractive. And once you're able to say that, you're not attracted to that anymore, so you're no longer triggered. You're able to neutralize the trigger of feeling sort of engulfed by this person, or really by anybody. It's to say that that experience no longer is attractive to me. And then this sort of, I think, it helps to, it begins to compound that issue of feeling isolated, because you don't want to enter into that realm where you're kind of getting swept off for fear that you're not going to be put on stable ground. So if you can understand, and then what I always call kind of forecast for yourself, that, for example, if you're going to go to a movie, or you're going to go to do something as a recovery date, you're going to go somewhere, and you can explain to yourself, I am going to be careful that I'm not enmeshed. I'm going to be careful that I'm not swept away. I'm going to be careful that I don't feel knocked off my feet and that I'm being led astray. I am aware of that now. So you forecast that, and then you build into your energetic system a boundary and a standard. So when you feel yourself being either, going too far, in other words, you don't let your emotions take you there. You don't go there. You hit the stop button. You hit the brakes. You hit the, okay, here's where I do this, and I turn elsewhere. So you begin to enter into the food addiction. Nope, that's not where I'm going. I'm going here. I'm letting that go, because that has the grip on me, and I don't like that feeling of being gripped or being entrapped by that. And so that primitive and automatic feeling where you are feeling allured, realize and attend to that and say, okay, now let's feel, I want to feel my self-responsibility kick in. I want to feel what that's like. I want to feel my emotions hit the brakes. So you can kind of see how your attraction or to others, or to authority figures that is now playing out, or what is the word that I'm looking for, where it is kind of replaying a pattern. So in other words, where you are triggered again. So you can't trust others because this relationship was your life before. And so now you're equating your life to where your life is now. So you're not wanting to take yourself energetically there for fear. This automatic response system is kicking in, and it's like holding you back. It's going too much. It's setting you up into the isolation. So it's seeing how this plays out. There's a word that I'm looking for. It's going to come to me in a moment, but it is not playing out, not replaying. Bear with me one moment. Where you're acting out. In other words, you're feeling that this relationship is acting out again in your life. So it's like it's playing that same song again, and you're afraid it's going to take you to that same place. But be able to hear that new music with a new heart and new eyes. In other words, I can still hear that song. I can still go to that restaurant. I can still feel that experience of traveling and know that I'm not going to be led astray. It doesn't take me there emotionally anymore. I no longer feel the need to isolate, that I can go out and with my boundaries and standards, I can go out and enjoy this the way that I did, but with a tempered attitude, knowing that I'm not going to go, and get lost or swept up or out of control. I'm going to feel during my recovery dates what it's like to put some limits, to put some boundaries, to put some standards, and then pull back in the reins. If you've ever had ridden a horse, you know what it's like to pull. The horse is going to go right, the horse is going to go left, the horse is going to whoa, and then the horse is going to go fast. So you might even want to, take yourself on a recovery date where you're actually going horseback riding. And then the instructor is teaching you how you control the horse. And if you look at kind of your emotions in much the same way, it's like taming a wild horse within. It's like directing a horse that, has a big, strong body with a big autonomic system and wants to go and feed. And so you pull it up. If you've ever ridden a horse, they always want to eat the grass, and then you're trying to go on the path. You have to pull their head up again. So it's very much directing your own emotions is very much like directing a horse. Your emotions are like that wild horse within that you have to give it commands. And so if you've never done that before, after the enmeshment, learning to give yourself the commands is a great way to get in shape and mold your discipline, your emotional discipline, how you feel, how you define yourself, how you distinguish yourself, how you carry yourself, how you want to respond, how you're able to enforce those boundaries and standards. And really that's what the recovery date is for. It's for you to get a feel of what it's like to get command over that wild horse. It wants to keep putting its head down to feed the grass. You pull it up. Let's gently go again. I don't want to trot. I don't want to gallop. I just want to walk. And then if you want to gallop, you can kick it up a little bit. No, that's too hard. I'm getting bounced around. You slow it down. Let's go to a canter now. Let's be more regal. Let's be more dignified. Let's go to a new step. You feel this energetic momentum on your recovery dates and you enforce them. And then you begin to take stock of the lessons learned. But furthermore, you get an experience of what it's like to define yourself so that autonomic nervous system is not running you. You're able to heed it and abide by it. And then when it says, do not trust, then you go, okay, I got it. I'm not going to trust there. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to give it any attention. And I'm no longer attracted to that. The people who are, getting drunk, puking by the dumpster, that is not attractive. That lifestyle is not attractive. I'm moving on. I've moved through that. I'm on the other side and I'm having breakthrough moments and I'm doing this. I'm commanding this. I'm creating this through my recovery date. And then furthermore, reinforcing it with a recovery gift. Something that is physical remembrance of that. A recovery gift might be a picture, it might be a video, it might be a trinket, it might be a candle, it might be a cooking spoon, it might be a new skillet, something that reinforces your recovery, that you're taking control, you've got yourself at the helm, you are protected, and your energetic field now in greater life is directing you and you are safe there. It's creating that trust, it's creating that relationship within yourself in that healthy bond that will keep you healthy, secure, and bring you happiness, comfort, joy, peace, harmony, and solace. It is yours moving forward. Follow the call for that and enforce it. This is your buddy. Peace and harmony with you here today. Go for it. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.